whether or not he has the spine for the job. Stephanie, in the last month or so of an administration, and particularly this administration, things get pretty nutty. And so does Jeffrey Rosen have the spine and the ability to say no to a president who has literally going mad? And that's what worries me. Look, there's lots of things the president can do without the Justice Department. Pardons are a great example. The president doesn't need anybody's permission to grant a pardon. But there may be also lots of things that the president wants to do, announce investigations or open investigations or charge people where he would need the Justice Department. And so it's going to fall on Jeffrey Rosen's shoulders. If things are inappropriate, he needs to say so. Barr, I think, facilitated many of Trump's worst incidents. And I hope Jeffrey Rosen has the spine to say no to a president who is trying to...
All right, good morning. So the picks from last night was Neo, DKNG, Wish, and we're also looking at Laser, seeing that it had a massive jump yesterday and it sold off today. So it did like $1 jump, almost $2 jump in pre-market, which is pretty cool. So we also got some news late last night about Pfizer and the government, Donald Trump, signing an executive order to buy, what was it, 100 million additional doses. So, since that came in last night, the markets were closed. I did expect for this to jump a little bit pre-market, like around 1 in the morning or so. And it did. It actually went up after hours, so that news was already factored in right here in this area. So I got a little bit of FOMO. I just wanted like a 40 cents jump. So we went ahead and got in this at 4 in the morning. I'm going to show you what I got in. So at 4 in the morning, we got this nice long candle here. I'm thinking, okay, this can move $1.25 on some good news. So all I want is 40 cents. So I waited on the next candle to give me some direction. So I went ahead and got in here on the tip of this candle, and then it just came down. And it's been struggling with that 3707 level for a hot minute. So also I did get in a little high, but I just wanted to ride that momentum, thinking I was going to go there. But there is also a lot of room, a lot of good stuff. So when we got some good news on this, and what the stock has been doing lately. So it's been, so it sold off here, it came back here, it maintained that for a little bit, then sold off here, and then sold off yesterday, and now we're looking like we're recovering the news. I'm not expecting for this to go up back to the 40s, at least not yet, but looking back at the charts, we are in decent territory for this to bounce up at least 50 cents is all I'm asking for at this. In hindsight, I should have waited. I got into the FOMO, and shit happens. You break a rule. It's one of my rules. So hopefully this rule is not going to bite me. Breaking this rule won't bite me in the ass like it did with Zoom. So we'll see. I thought with the news, just got a little jump. I know it can jump. Well, we're still in good play, so we'll see what happens. But on every chart, this is on discount, even on the 180 chart. If you take a look at the 180 chart, so 3704 is basically the resistance before it popped up. Then it popped up here. Then it popped up over here. Then it popped up over here, and this is where we want to sell at, right there at that level, because we know it can pop up there. And then it came back down to that level 3704, and then it popped up over and it stayed in that level. Then it traded around that level, then it came back down, and then so now we're currently at that 3704 level again. So I don't think it's going to drop any further down than what it's already at. It might drop maybe another 50 cents for me. Being 55 cents is my trigger of the amount of money I'm willing to lose on this trade. I don't want to hold a biotech stock overnight, really. But if it gives me an indication that it might go up, then we'll see. As of right now, we're not down. We're not down that much. We're down. What? 10, 11 cents from we bought in at. We're holding 25 shares.
That is the highest 3-day total since the start of this pandemic. More cases could mean more pressure on our hospitals.
So my level to get out is right here, 36.57, basically around support. Will it get there? I don't know. I mean, I hope it doesn't, to be honest with you. I think once or twice I've broken a rule and it's gone my way, but the rest of them have not. So hopefully this will be one of those days where it does. And they're different rules. They're not the same rules with that, so that's good. One rule is FOMO.
October, we were seeing on average about 150 people being hospitalized a day. November, that number jumped to 300. Here in December,
But we'll take a look at some other stocks real quick, seeing how this is gonna keep doing this shit here, and we'll see. I'm gonna give it some room. So we'll take a look at NEO real quick. While this thing plummets for me a little bit. So NEO's another stock we're looking at, right? So NEO did go up pre-market, right around 1 in the morning. Then it sold off a little bit. Basically, it's trading at the level of, what is that? 47.43. 47.43 is basically trading at the resistance and support going back yesterday and the day before and the day before that. So, and we're still in good standing. So the next level for this thing to reach would be 48.14, which it's already close to that. And then the next level would be 48.69, being right there. 48.69. So I definitely think it can reach that for sure. And then we were looking also at Wish being another stock that I also do like. So we can see that it came up a little bit at 1 in the morning, or 1 in the morning, came back down. Now we still have a lot of room to go. I mean, the next level is 22.73, which is like 40 cents away. Then the next level will be 23.16, and that being the level of, wait, what is that? 23.18 being the level of resistance and support going back a couple of days, and then 23.75 being that level of resistance that really was having a hard time breaking back up over, and then 24.72 being the high that this has reached so far. So we do have room to go on that one. DKNG, where are you? So DKNG is still in play. After the game yesterday, we did see this spike up right here, huge spike up right here. I got 4 in the morning. That thing just, or 3 in the morning, it's just boom. And then it's been coming down a little bit, but so it's a little high right now. I do think that so being in the 180 chart where it's at right now, 53.89 will be the next level of resistance. So where it's at right now, 53, yeah, right here. Oh, we can look at any of those because we're currently in a stock that I don't really like Pfizer, but I just wanted to catch once, just that news, that wave, you know, just like, okay, let's get in there, let's get that wave, let's do this. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this. So I'm kind of hoping for a pop way up there. So we're gonna sell this at 37.40.
We're gonna have people lining hallways and hospitals and parking lots. And one thing we cannot
for 41 cents. 41 cents gain.
Healthcare providers. If you don't have enough doctors and nurses, you can't manufacture those. You might be able to promote medical students to intern status or bring some people out of retirement, but that's really playing around the edges. And so we are
asking a little too much. Even, you know what though, because it's a biotech stock, and right now it's prime on the RSI. It's right touching the 50 trend line. We can definitely get up here to oversold or overbought, and that basically would be.
It reminds me of a story earlier this year. There was a nurse who came out to be an instructor
37.13. So I say 37.20. Not too much of a gain. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to hold on to this. So if I'm up over $5, right at the bell, and I see it gives me a great indication to get the fuck out, I'm gonna get the fuck out. I got a little too high. I bit into FOMO. I don't want to get my ass bit. Hold on to this for a little bit longer. I want to get into double digits like we've been doing, but I broke my own rule on going into FOMO. And holding pre-market right into the bell open is really not a great idea. Expectations. My expectation of this is what I think it's going to do. I think it's going to drop around this average area here, right when it opens. I think that's what it's going to do. It's going to drop right here, maybe around this area, and then climb back up. And I think it'll maybe hit my mark 37.07 of where I bought in at. I don't think it'll hit my sell mark if it drops more than it already has. And I think going to my sell mark is a little high, being that it's already at overbought territory. And I don't know if this stock has the attention needed for that to do that today. I mean, all signs look like it does, you know, fucking giving more vaccines to the U.S. and then Malaysia or some shit.
Now that the president has thrown a last-minute monkey wrench into it, this COVID bill is leaving millions of families.
Something like that.
Families who are already struggling to survive. We're going to give you the details on the impact this delay will have.
Pfizer in talks with Malaysia for additional doses of COVID-19. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, I'm hoping for like a Momo jump. A Momo jump would be for this just skyrocket at the bell. So let's see what happens. So we're in with small size with 34 seconds left. See what happens. Neo is in a decent, that's a little high, but it's still okay. If it gives us a sign that it's going to go, then definitely.
Only pay for what you need. When you take a statin drug to reduce cholesterol, it can also deplete your CoQ10 levels. I
I recommend Qnol CoQ10 to help restore. Qnol is the brand I recommend considering along with your statin medication.
Want to eliminate odors without heavy, overwhelming scents? We get it. Introducing Febreze Light. It eliminates odors with no heavy perfumes and light scents you'll love. New Febreze Light.
Forget about vacuuming for up to a month. Shark IQ Robot Deep Clean and empties itself to the waste UND's
Neo
robots that bounce around.
is struggling. So is my stock.
Gem and Joy.
Like Neo might drop.
Same
I
prescription.
don't know. We'll see what happens.
System is not on their side. They want
Laser, it's like it's gonna drop.
but one of them is taking back control with GoodRx.
Seeing Pfizer.
So while he's paying that much, even with his insurance, she's paying this much just by using GoodRx. Use GoodRx to compare prices at pharmacies in your area.
So this is what I was anticipating, because they did make a decent run pre-market, and they didn't do what I wanted it to do. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't get to our exit point. Hopefully we'll get that spike of volume, and this can jump up real nice for us. Laser, man, just took a huge dump. Markets are green across the board. The Dow, S&P, the Nasdaq. So we'll see what happens with this. Right now, it's basically at support from pre-market, and we just want this to come up. You know what? I mean, we might sell this a little sooner. Our exit strategy is right here, 36.57. So if it reaches that mark, then we'll get out for a loss. Basically, that's my limit of what I'm willing to lose for a daily trade. Laser's going down, Neo's going down.
And that's it. It's totally painless and private.
The Dexcom sends my glucose readings to my receiver every 5 minutes. I just pull it out of my pocket and look.
We'll see. Laser's going down. I do like laser still cheap. I don't know why laser's going down. Blink is up, real nice.
Opening just a moments ago, and surprise, they're actually up 150, despite the fact that President Trump is roadblocking the relief that would impact millions of Americans. Why is the market shrugging it off? Well, investors are assuming the president is just putting on a show. They're taking the watch what he does, not watch what he says approach. But remember,
So we're gonna see if we can ride this momentum up. I'm not gonna hold it for long. I'm gonna basically see if I get a couple dollar hit out of this. Hopefully it can get to a decent level for us to do that, because I really don't want to hold this overnight, since it's starting to go up now.
Meanwhile, let's talk about that, because right now millions of Americans are hanging on by a thread. And with President Trump blowing up this relief deal, what is left of their safety net could soon be gone too.
So I don't know this can go up 50 cents. I want it to go up just 41 cents. I want to get that 41 cents pop. But seeing that it's already at overbought all the way up there, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're already in the green. We're in the green for the first time in a minute, but not by much. So I want to see if this can continue. The level 2 doesn't look like it wants to do that for us.
Something is better than nothing, and everybody needs something right now. We are not okay.
I want to bring in my dear friend and provocateur, NYU marketing professor, and of course, Pivot podcast co-host Scott Galloway. He's the author of the new book.
Laser looks like it's gonna starting to turn back up. Neo looks like it's turning back up. Still think Neo. So no, Neo's at a decent level right now to get into. Let me see what Moderna's doing. Being maybe it's a sympathy stock. So Moderna's going down. So you know what?
Yeah, it's sort of several $100 billion too late.
So like, it's no accident.
We'll do a 20 cents hit. A 20 cents.
We're not taking care of people. We have a third of renters are worried about being evicted. 1 in 6 households with children are food insecure. But the markets are up. It tells us if our
I don't feel comfortable holding this longer than.
with the stimulus, we've decided that Americans going hungry, Americans potentially having the despair of not knowing they're going to have a roof over their head is bad. What would be tragic is if the NASDAQ goes down. So, quite frankly, I think that our government.
So it's gonna be half of a base hit, basically. You know, it's gonna give us like $5. Hopefully, you can get to that. I just don't feel. I mean, if I see it starting to ramp up, then really I'll probably remove it. But honestly, I don't feel this thing starting to really go up for us. I'm a big believer of Pfizer to begin with.
NASDAQ going up is cold comfort for what is taking place out there.
Will those CEOs know President Trump's phone number? People who
As we see, it's starting to curl back up for us again. It's so 307 is basically the level of
damage is done to our economy. Without relief.
resistance. As we see, it's starting to get higher for us. Let's see if we can maintain that momentum. We just need 10 cents, not even 5 cents. We just need that 5 cents to give us that $5 base hit real quick for today, so we can get out of this. All signs point to maybe, yeah, it looks like it can do it. And the level 2 looks like it can do it for us. We'll see if it can continue this momentum going up. We're not asking for much. We want to sell it right here. This will give us a 20 cents run. So we're cutting our profit in half because I'm not really comfortable holding a biotech stock. I'm way into it already, so longer than I want to.
Some of the food insecurity threats. And the thing is about low-income and lower middle-income consumers and households, when they get $10,000, they spend it. In addition, probably the best thing for these companies moving forward to ensure that we're building bridges, not piers, of businesses that aren't going to be sustainable in this new economy, is to let people decide, consumers decide, which restaurants.
6 cents away. Come on, you can fucking do it.
Creating more and more of a society where 3 million lords being served by 350 million serfs. I worry that this money is not only solving or not only not preventing a tragedy that commons, but it's not helping our economy. We have too many deaths of despair. We have people who need more money. We need to protect people, not corporations. This is exactly what capitalism is not supposed to be. Capitalism is supposed to be full-body contact violence, and that friction and that competition at a corporate level creates prosperity so we can be more empathetic with people. We decided in this economy, Stephanie, that we need to be harsh and Darwinistic on individuals and be loving and empathetic with corporations. Corporations are abstract.
Come on, continue that run for us.
And protect Americans, not companies.
5 cents away.
Of super wealth then influences a whole lot of bad policy. Quickly before we go,
You can do it.
for 2021.
The sector that will have the greatest disruption will be healthcare.
2 cents away.
Our economy, it's the silver lining the size of the cloud. Might we be able to extend or disperse
Boom.
healthcare away from doctors' offices, hospitals?
And we got our mini run for it. So I do believe this is going to go higher. I did want to sell it here, to be honest with you. This is where I wanted to sell it at, right here.
We get our toes in terms of healthcare, and also might we decide to leave emissions and commuting behind so we can spend more time working, more time with our kids? Could we have a healthier and happier and wealthier America?
I like those kind of silver linings.
That's why I wanted to sell that right there.
This crisis and find an opportunity to get smarter and better and stronger. Because right now, we are none of those things. Scott, always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alright guys, so we are green again. I took half a hit of what I normally would take. Reason being is because I fed into FOMO. I was holding the stock for a lot longer than I wanted to. I was hoping to get that momentum jump on this candle right here. On this candle right here. I was hoping at first to jump at least, 30, 40 cents up to this area right here. And, I didn't do that. I was hoping with the news from yesterday that it would. It didn't do that first, and we just struggled in that price area for a hot moment. So as we can see, that 37.33 is the level of resistance right now that I know it'll break that again. And then 3742 is where I wanted it to go. I don't think it's going to go any higher than that, to be honest with you. I mean, it could jump to maybe 38. So 3733 seems to be the level of resistance where it might tap out. So we went ahead and sold it right there. So almost at the tip of that candle. So I've never really been a firm believer of Pfizer. It's just insane for your vaccine to be out and you're doing these numbers. I mean, Moderna is doing better numbers, NVax is doing better numbers. What's the other one? Regeneron is doing better numbers. So I don't know, and plus it just moves slow. So as we see it's passing that level that I said it would pass, the resistance, it's done that already.
I mean, for example, with the lithium project in Nevada, that may get a record of approval in the next couple of weeks, and they would basically then have the permission they need from the United States government to begin the construction.
So this price here would have given me a 41 cents gain. I just want to see if it would get to that point, because Moderna would be like a 35 cents mover. It's already done that.
It's going to contaminate their groundwater supplies. So this is a project that is close to having final approval from the federal government and is expected to occur before January 20th.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to go ahead and do that for us.
That is about to get final approval from the Forest Service that would exchange a part of a national forest and give it to Rio Tinto, which is a massive, one of the world's largest mining companies.
No. Alright guys, so a few things for me selling early. I sold right here. I'm gonna color code this, give this a better, brighter color for you to see. Why don't we go with, let's go with pink. See if you can see that. So this is what we got out, and ended up going 10 cents higher, which would have been it would have been better for us. But seeing that I was holding on to this, I basically had a FOMO. I got into it real early, like at 4:01. This is where I got in, right here on top of this candle, hoping that it was going to go for that momentum run, that it was going to go up there, and it didn't do that for us. So we ended up holding this for 2.5 hours, and worried that any stupid news on this and the idiot president that we have could really fuck this up for us. Yeah, that's the love and hate with these biotech stocks. Mostly this one.
Cancer, it's trying to take over your whole body, and so we have to fight it.
Would you look at that? Looks like it would have reached our mark, and it did reach our mark. Man, oh man, that sucks.
It takes a heart for somebody to say, I'm willing to give to St. Jude so that they can help save more lives.
Honestly, if I wouldn't have got in on this on pre-market, I wouldn't even have looked at this.
Cancer doesn't care how old you are.
Because it opened up too high. I would have been looking at laser. Laser went from 33.31 all the way up to 35.24. Oof. $2 run. I love laser, man. Laser is awesome. I think I have it down here as well. Let me see. Nope, but it will be added. Laser is it has to do with the the EV sector. These are some linings for these electrical cars.
Right now, we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt. You can wear it to show your support for the children of St. Jude.
All right, so let's see where we're at right now.
Please call or go online at forstjude.org.
I'm gonna go ahead and export these trades.
Attention veteran homeowners. Today's record low mortgage rates have dropped even lower. Use your VA benefits now at New Day and save $250 a month, $3,000 a year. The VA Streamline Refi lets you shortcut the refinance process. There's no appraisal or income verification, and you don't have to spend a single dollar out of pocket. One call to New Day can save you $3,000 a year.
Call 1-833-869-9147. Hi, I'm John Fiorentino, inventor of Moon Pod. Relaxation until the world's most popular beanbag. Moon Pod is an entirely...
All right, so for the month, with the small account challenge, splitting up $1,700 so we can trade every day. We weren't doing that in November. We did miss 3 or 4 days. We went red 2 days as we were perfecting the stocks that we were going to look at, what we could make, and stuff like that. So we made about $35-40 in November. Right now for December, we are currently at $106. So we have already doubled our earnings. It's a slow pace, but it's getting there. We're getting there quicker. So we did take a half a hit. A base hit for us would be, double digits. We did get half of that because one, I broke my rule of giving into FOMO. Knowing pre-market is not really good. Depending on the stock that you're going to trade. And the spread, it can be like 4, 5, 10, 20 cents difference depending on the stock you look at. But also being that Pfizer, so I'm not really a firm believer of Pfizer. I think I traded Pfizer like 2 or 3 times before, not much. I don't even think that. I think this may have been my second time. So I didn't want to get, even though I wasn't getting greedy with the 50 cent, 40 cents that I wanted to get, and even though it got there, I just, any news on a biotech stock is just horrible news, man. You just don't want to hold on to it for long. So we're at 106. As you can see, I'm going to show you real quick. Small account challenge, trading larger cap stocks, splitting our capital up in half. As you can see here, we're getting more and more. We have 5 days left to go in the month, so we're going to see if we can make an extra maybe $50 to $100 down here. See if we can ramp that up a little bit. We get some better positions, a stock that I think if it's in really good position to write it up for a couple of dollars, then we can do that. But for now, we'll just take these base hits, 50 cents pops, 32 cents pops, depending on the stock we're looking at.
For the state of Missouri, he's also known as Mr. DC and teaches phys ed at Crestwood Elementary School in St. Louis. Thank you so much for joining us. Your coworkers who know you best.
All right, so let's talk about Boeing real quick. Boeing being a stock that I did mention last night that it'd be a great, it's in great prime condition to hold this for at least $10-20. I went ahead and bought this pre-market in my swing account. I bought I bought 15 shares this morning, like at 4 in the morning. So at 4 in the morning, this was at 218. We're now at 223. So I'm selling this at 228. So I want a $10 run on this. We're already halfway there. So I did mention this to everybody that BA was prime now for a good $10-20 home run hit. You can't get any more home run than that right now. So it's sold off. I still own this long term in my E-Trade account. But I got this on my swing trading account early this morning. So we have a home run with this one right now, being that we are up about $5, we're up $5. No. I don't think it'll reach 220. Well, it could reach 228 today. 228 is definitely in the charts. I mean, it's way above oversold, but then again, it's already above. It's been trading above oversold, overbought since back here. So we're going already on 20 minutes, 23 minutes that we're on oversold. So I'm gonna sell this at the price I want to get it at. That's what swing trades are for. You surf your stock, your watch list. You see what's low enough for you to make a decent home run, decent gain off it. But you know that you might have to hold it for a couple of days. I think Boeing will be a 2-day hold, 3 max for it to reach a $10 hit. A $10 gain. So this was a home run. So let's just take a look at the other ones that we mentioned real quick and see what NEO is doing. So we see NEO sold off as we knew it would, because it maintained that level up here. It maintained most of that momentum that it gained pre-market. So it did go up almost $1, okay, pre-market. So we knew that was going to come down a little bit. Being that level right here is the level of support and resistance. Being that when it came down to the low, it was using that as resistance, and then when it finally broke up over that, it was using that as support. Seeing that we are now way below that, NEO is primed to jump back up. So I think NEO today, there's no recent news on this, and the EV sector is booming. So I do project NEO, being it's already made almost $1 run. I think NEO would reach back to NEO will reach this level right here, 48.03. So I'm gonna put an alert there, at or above. I think that's where NEO will go today. DKNG, we like the way it sold off, but I did expect for this to pop up pre-market as it did, and then it came back down. I lost a lot of that momentum, but we still wanted this to lose just a little bit, because we know that DKNG is that type of stock that it just goes down. It can even go down further than this, but I do like the fact that it is right here at this level, at support. So we can definitely ride this up. So right now it's currently made a 51.47. About a 60 cents run. So I do believe that DKNG, well, this thing it can have an amazing run. But realistically, I think if we were, since it already dropped so much, it dropped almost $2. So I do believe that it can reach this 52.91 mark again. I think it can reclaim that, no problem. But being that DKNG is DKNG, I do believe that it can definitely come. It has a potential, because it's done it before, to come up to this overbought territory right here. So I do believe that could happen with that one right there. And then we'll take a look at Wish, because Wish is another one that I'm also I like very much. I'm gonna keep watching this constantly. So we do see that it's finally coming back down. If we take a look at the 180 chart, or the I'll pop this up for you real quick so you can take a look and understand what I'm talking about. So this is when it debuted, right over here, sold off. But it's been trading around this area for quite a minute. as we see that it already passed this level of support that it's been bouncing off of. So the next level of support would basically be the resistance of right here before it popped up. So in that situation, we see it's already there. So it's reached the low before it popped up. So I do believe that maybe we found somewhat of a bottom, as we can see that this being a 32 cents runner for me, even if we would have gotten halfway at 21.15 of where it's at right now, we could have got 32 cents pop right there, being that it's already at support on the deviation lines, close to oversold area. Our lines came into play right over here on this candle, being a doji or a hammerhead. That is a sign that of a reversal, and we did get that reversal here, and it's still continuing to go up. The volume is light on this though at the moment, but we see it sold off. So I would maybe hold this for like a day or two to reach a potential dollar. From where it's at right now, could definitely reach this area right here, 20 right here. Definitely reachable. We know we can do that. I know. Well, so far, we'll see what happens. But then back to Pfizer before we sign off. So let's see what Pfizer is doing for us. Did it reach its peak? It looked like it might have reached the peak of. So it looks like where initially, and I do that often sometimes, man. I do it more with like these biotech stocks. So I did feel comfortable of where the stock is at. I did feel comfortable that there was news. I didn't feel too bad at the fact that I did get a little high. I was just trying to ride that pop. Sometimes 4 in the morning we get that pop with some decent news. It didn't happen for us. But even though I got a little high, close to basically the resistance of the deviation line right here, we still have the potential for this to go up over this green line and then plus over to this blue line, because we've seen it happen before. And then holding on to it for quite some time, just, and it being a biotech stock. I just wanted to cut my losses. But normally when I pick, a pop, it normally happens. We know we can get 40 cents out of Pfizer for a quick pop, being it's a 30 some dollars stock. We know we can get a 55 cents pop at a Neo, same thing out of DK&G. We can get a 32 cents pop out of Wish for the time being. And then real quick, we'll look at Pfizer's 180 chart so you can get a broad idea. So I'm talking about. So you can see 3704. It's already above that. But 3704 was basically the resistance that it was at, that it couldn't break until over here. Now this is new news. This is vaccine rollout. Vaccines in play. Okay, so it came back down to this level, and it popped up over that level, like I don't know what, like maybe 15 times, and that level was basically 40 cents. This is what I wanted, and it got there. This is why you do this. So, but then Pfizer, I'm not a good believer of Pfizer. I could have held on to my guns, but I would have been pissed that it would have went down, being because any stupid news could make the stock fucking drop. And being that Donald Trump, no one knows what he's going to do because he lost. He's a sore loser. He could fuck over this deal, and then this thing tanks. So, no thank you. I'm happy with the little mini base run that we got today. So, we're good.
This winter, please help by visiting our website or calling this number.
All right, guys. So that is it for me. Looks like our stocks are starting to climb up. DK&G is starting to climb up. Laser's a new favorite. I'm watching Laser. I think SBE also kind of sold off. That's something that I was looking at as well, being that it's part of the EV sector. It did see that it did fly high yesterday. It lost not half of it, but some of it. And we see that we had a nice entry at 40.91, And then this goes all the way to 44.25. That's an insane run. We're going to also add SBE to this. I know one of them did a reverse merger or is going to do a reverse merger. It's either Laser, SBE, or Blink. One of the two. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so we got some new favorites on there. It's always good to have these new. So the reason I'm trading lower price stocks at the moment and getting these 10, 12, 13 and higher base hits is because with the larger cap stocks, I would like to have more shares to get that $2-3 pop, knowing that I might have to wait 30 minutes to an hour or maybe a little bit longer for it to get to that point. But we do have some large cap stocks that do move decent, real nice. Like Zoom is one that moves real nice. It does have like $6 pops. Like in like 3 minutes is boom, $6 it goes up.
Tax-free payments. No seller fees until 2021. Shop safe with PayPal. Get started today. When you have zero worries and zero regrets, there are zero reasons not to get into a Volkswagen. Click, call, or come by today.
So I like Zoom where it's at now. See now, Zoom is prime right now. I mean, look, Zoom is a stock I wouldn't mind holding at this point in time right now where it's at, for sure, because it's definitely going to go up $8 today. So we take a look real quick. This is the 5-day. As you can see, it's been trading neutral until it picked up over here and then came back down, and now it's sold off massively. So we take a look at the 10-day. You can see that it's back down here to the lows of here before it made a bounce. So as you can see from 38.83, this thing came up here to the resistance of 398. So that's what, it's like a $10 run or more. It's beautiful, man. And then it came up higher than that. So, but if, not just that, if we take a look at the 180 chart, we can see that we are back to the level here before it broke out. Okay, so it's prime right now. So the next level for this to reach would be the 399 right there. So if $12 run right there. So 399 at 385, you can definitely get that. That's not even far away. That's right here. So that definitely can do that. So this could be done today. I know it's gonna. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put it that that's where it's gonna go. I'm gonna put my crate alert, and you see that it gets there. Watch. I would jump in this right now if I had the capital and ride that puppy. But to answer your question, yes. So I play in the lower cap stocks. They're still a little pricey with the amount of money we have in the account. Splitting that up, using $800-900 each day. To get these base hits to get more capital, so that way one day we can hold a stock for, say, Zoom, for example, for a day or two, and then it can still day trade every day while we're holding onto that stock to give us that extra home run that we're working for. So, the Zoom, the Wishes, and the Neos, and all those DKNGs, those will provide us with some decent base hits. 55 cents hit run is, it's a good jump, especially if you're day trading, if you want to get in and out quick. They're also, the stock market is not safe by any means, but it's, if you study the charts, study what the stocks can do on a pop in the first 15 minutes, in the first 30 minutes, in the first hour, when does this stock shine mostly? We do know that the first 30 minutes is the most crucial time, because we could definitely get a sell-off like this, and then we can get a small mini pop like this one. Went from 381.60 to 385.41. So, that's a $4 pop from here to here. So, after this massive sell-off, right here and then coming here, I would have bought into the bottom of this candle, to be honest with you, and I would have rode it maybe a little bit under, knowing that this is the bottom low because of my trend line right here, and I would have rode this motherfucker up to this point where it's having a hard time breaking right now, 386. But we'll see. I mean, you know, this is what you do. You do your homework with the charts, man. Believe me, you start adding all these support and resistance lines, man, and it's a game changer. You know, it does help you guide where the stock can go from where it came from, and then you add the recent news and your indicators to help and guide you apart from that. But once you start having a good understanding of support and resistance, you know, you can start really being consistent in trading. Like today, the only reason I had a stop loss on Pfizer was because I didn't want to lose much money, and it's a biotech stock, knowing that any news can make the stock drop. But I'm also comfortable where I got in, even though it's a little high compared for the day, but low enough for what it's been doing as of late. Okay, so there was more pros than cons to this, to be honest with you. But because I want to be conservative and take the safer rate out because it's a biotech stock, and seeing that Pfizer has crashed hard, I didn't want to be involved in that just in case. So we went ahead and got a half a hit, kind of, right? So you can see that that's where it's basically gonna start trading around that the mark that we sold at right here, 37.27. You see that's the new level of resistance. So we had that mini pop. So I feel good. We got out there. We're good. No problem. We can't get it all, right? All right, guys. So that does it for me. I am done for the day. Plug looks like it's I've been talking about Plug for a minute. I didn't actually get into it, but maybe we can see day trade this, man. Let's see what Plug's been doing as of late. See, today it sold off, but we had a nice little mini pop right here. So we probably would have got in here on this candle, 36.47, and then it goes up to 37.08. 40 cents. It's not bad. So we can say 40 cents jump on this, right? So say we would have got in here on this one, 34.93, 35.51. Another 40 cents right there. Yeah, so we can day trade Plug. Let's see what Plug's been doing as of late. I know it's been riding high. So on the 5-day, it's high. On the 10, it's high. On the 180, it's also high. So this is a little overextended. But I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'm going to add it to the watch list right here. I remember this stock when it was like 13 bucks. I'm going to remove Love. There's no reason for me to have Love anymore. And Dallas. I'm gonna move Dallas also. There we go. Plug. Yeah, Plug is doing good, man. I think we also played Plug. So before we sign off, I just want to take a look at my favorite stock, which is NEO. NEO is my favorite stock. So it did reclaim a lot. It reclaimed almost $1, over $1. Over $1 it reclaimed. I said it was going to go to 48.03. It has the potential to do that. We know it can do that. If you take a look at this massive sell-off right here, okay. I would have probably got in here, to be honest with you, 47.08, 47.45, and I probably would have took a massive wash right here.
I'm absolutely ecstatic, and first and foremost,
seeing that. I would have done the same thing as yesterday. Well, no, actually, I would have got in here, same thing as yesterday, because it's the exact same thing as it did yesterday. Massive. Probably got in right about here, 46.63.
2016 presidential campaign and the country as a whole.
Pete, I had heard from sources since after the election that these pardons were not unexpected, but once again, they appear to have...
So I would have sold it right here for that 55 cents jump. Beautiful, man. I love it. I love it. That's why I love NEO. I do believe NEO is going to reclaim a lot of this back. It has the potential to do it, so I think it can go to 48.03. Alright guys, so we are green again today. We took half a base hit. We took a mini hit today. Made $5 today. I fed into FOMO. Luckily we didn't go red. I broke a rule. Normally when I break a rule I go red. Today we didn't go red, which is good. So, and then tomorrow's another day. I believe, right? Yeah. What day is it that the market's closed? Is it Friday? The market's closed on Friday, I think. I can double check real quick.
Convicted of misusing charitable contributions. The White House described that as on humanitarian grounds since he got COVID in prison.
I want to ask you too about other pardons that are making headlines. The ones for these Blackwater contractors. 4 former security contractors with Blackwater have full pardons now. They were convicted for their roles in the 2007 deadly shootings of unarmed civilians in Iraq. I know you remember this. It caused an uproar around the world. Further turned the tide.
So Christmas Eve.
It's a case that the DOJ at the time went to great lengths to prosecute.
Yes, repeatedly.
They close at 1 p.m. Christmas Day they're closed.
Baghdad intersection, 17 people got killed when these guards suddenly opened.
New Year's Day they're closed as well.
The White House statement said that they lead.
Look at this beautiful one from NEO. I'm telling you, man. I should have just played my NEO. Fed into that stupid hype of the fucking Pfizer stock, which I don't like. I've never liked the Pfizer stock. Ever. Never, ever. So we see NEO. NEO is going to give us a nice run. I think NEO will reach maybe that mark here. I think maybe it'll go up a little bit higher and then maybe maintain that and go sideways. I don't foresee this going past $48. Maybe $48.50. I think maybe it'll go. But I don't think it'll go beyond that today. I do believe that NEO does have a lot more room to go, and it's a growing stock. We're no longer in jeopardy of this being delisted, as it says, so we're good on that front. We just need this to keep going in waves for us so we can find some good entries. We could literally traded this 3 times today. We could have gotten here at the bottom of this candle for the red to green after this massive sell-off for a 55 cents run. We could have got back in around here if we use our strategy to get in here at basically $46, and we could have sold it right here for another 55 cents run, or even higher. And then we could have got out right around that level and then maybe get back in here, although it's a little high, but our lines are crossing and the lines are underneath this. So we could have rode this again for another 55 cents run. So we could have made at least $1. If we're jumping in and out of this, we could have made an extra $1. Nice dollar on this. NEO gives you some nice entries, especially since the float has gotten higher. This is a very good stock. The NEO float is actually increased. So if we were to look at that real quick before I sign off, where is it? There we go. So the float for NEO is 1.29 billion. a lot more than it was when we first opened. So that's why Neo is not really in jeopardy for it to, flush hard. It can stair step down. We've seen that happen, and we see it stair stepping up. This is a beautiful run right here. Look at this massive run. It's already past today's open. Look at that, man. It's insane. We see it already reached the level that I thought it was going to go. Maybe that's the peak. Maybe it goes to 48.50. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's peaked. It's been in the overbought territory for 6 minutes. It's still currently in it. That's what I'm talking about. You see, this is why the other day I didn't feel bad getting into Neo. That day when it jumped, or I forgot what stock it was, where it was already at overbought, but because it was so close to this area here, I felt it was a decent area to get into. It came down a little bit, but then it did go back up. And we didn't lower a trigger. We let the trigger where it was. But still, you see how this stocks can maintain their being in the overbought area for quite some time. It just doesn't always happen. So I would highly suggest doing that. Like I would just follow what your indicators tell you, because this is what they're there for. These are warning signs and guide signs. So. Alright guys, so we're another green day today. We're building up our capital little by little. In a couple months we'll be up there, and next thing you know, maybe 3-4 months after that. So 3 months from now, and then 3 months after that, you can start paying off your car or whatever, So alright guys, I'm gonna end it today. We're good. Not feeling too bad about the entry. I'm feeling a little bad that I broke my rule, but we went green, so learn from your mistakes. It was a mistake. I could have made more money on Neo, definitely, for sure. So you learn from your mistakes. All right, guys, have a good one.